Hey Chris, Brandon here. Alright, so I'm going to walk you through some things, but keep in mind that I'm a Western historian and I have a bunch of relics from the Old West as well. But what I'm going to show you here came from Central Park, and it was one of the reasons that I actually asked you about a location there before. So, all these bottles you see here, they all came out of Central Park. And I mean, if you're interested in more, or if you even would like to come over sometime and see some of these things in person, I'd be more than happy to share that with you. But those bottles came out of there. All these bottles came out of Central Park. You got some old milk glass. This is Mrs. Stewart's Blue Wing Agent. This was, from what I've researched, was an old olive oil bottle. Trying to do this as good as I can here, and this one actually had a little bit of label on it that still says horseradish. All these shotgun shells here came out of Central Park, most of them dating to turn of the century, along with these, and any bullet casings you see there would have all come out of Central Park. Let's see, moving along from that. Oh, this Coke bottle as well was a full find in the ground out of Central Park. I actually had located where the privy pit was, where they had been dumping along with this enameled plate. And then we go over here, and this is where things get a little more interesting, and they've all kind of been dug in groups, but some of them were able to associate with each other. So these three keys were on a key ring. Two of these are Ford keys with the same serial number, and I'll try and zoom in and see if you can see it there. And one of them appears to be maybe an old safe key, but by looking up the serial numbers, I found out these went to a 1921 Ford Model T, and shortly after that I found this valve stem and looked up the information on that along with those spark plugs and this rear view mirror here, which was called a wind wing mirror. These all belong to a 1921 Ford Model T, and in fact the glass is still in there. And this goes with it too. Sorry to move you around a little bit, but this is what they'd call the turtle on a 1921 Ford Model T, and that would be your distributor cap. So there's that. And apologize for bouncing around, but this was a gas light or a gas lamp valve that came out of there, along with this cane handle. I'm trying to get this thing to focus. This would be a piece of saddle tack, and this is a piece of, this is where the wick would come out on an old kerosene lamp. This is actually that token I was just telling you about. This didn't come out of Central Park. This is the one that was at the Furtado farm, and you can see it's a palm olive coin, so it's good for one cake of palm olive soap. This pocket watch frame came out of Central Park. This pocket watch frame came out of Central Park. Sadly, no insides to those. Moving along here, we got some really old batteries that also Central Park, and the Bond Battery Company was actually owned by Winchester Gun Manufacturing Company. Interesting enough. Let's see, moving on here, we have this was a Hubbell, I believe this is 1930s or 40s, cast iron motorcycle racer. Sorry, I'm trying to do this without ruining my display, but I got some clock innards there, which would have dated to an old wind-up clock, along with I don't know if you've ever heard of a Crotal bell, but I believe this is a Crotal bell missing the other half. I know they did have livestock there at the time. This is a 1920s Rouge Compact. Again, Central Park. And moving on to some other things, we got a pocket knife here. This here is the top of a Victorian ring with a blue stone in it, but the stone is so beat up you can't see it. But that copper bracelet is very finely engraved. That came out of there too, along with these ladies' stocking hosieries, the clips. Boy, there's just so much here. I'd probably have to make multiple videos, but this is a California State Militia button, dating probably to about 1890s. It's made by the Scoville Button Company, the same one that made the Civil War buttons. A lot of Levi's rivets, a lot of coins, a lot of Indian heads. This one is my oldest that was dug up there. That's an 1846 penny. This 2-cent piece was also dug up there. Let's see here. This razor, which is a gem cutlery razor. And then some really old silverware. All those came out of Central Park. Let's see here. Harmonica reeds came out of Central Park. And this one is really interesting. I'm going to see if I can get it in some more light. So the picture in this I added. However, the glass that is in there was in there behind the piece of cardboard. And these two pieces were in separate holes, probably about a foot apart. And I'm going to try and give you as much detail as I can. But if you look at that triangle there, they're tiny hand-carved flowers of some sort of stone. And you got, it's hard to see it, but very, I don't know what those stones are, but very intricate carvings. And then you flip it over and it's just absolutely beautiful, and I was actually able to piece them back together. Oh, see, some of the glass fell out, but that's the glass that was originally in there. Then we come over here, and most of these bottles as well came out of Central Park, and minus the miner's lamp and the rocks, most of these bottles came out of there. And this is actually one of the coolest glass finds I found there. And this was an old, I believe it was a, I've looked it up, I think it was some sort of mineral water bottle. But I've actually added a a kerosene lamp top to it. But it's unique and very interesting find. Well, I'm trying to think, there's just so much, but for now I'll send you that one and think of what else I can find.